Ricky the Boogs Hagen in the hizzle for another day of hypertrophy. I got about 50 minutes to get my pump on, and my swell on, and my flex on. So I had 6 cups of coffee, and I mixed up this little pre-workout. Potent, concentrated down the hatch, quick and short and sweet. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, day 2 of the hypertrophy gains. Starting with a little something that looks like pump and fluff. Pump and fluff. One more time, some pump and fluff. But that's not what I'm doing. That's not going for a pump, guys. I'm doing these behind the neck lat pull downs, mainly to fire up the lats, the rear delts, the rhomboids, the mid and low trapezius. Now, I'm a big fan of this movement, guys. You don't see it a lot in the fitness industry today because people believe everything they read. And that's, with this particular movement, that the internal rotation is going to damage the shoulder, hurt the rotator cuff, and the forward head lean, if people do it that way, which they shouldn't, is going to mess up their neck. But guys, it's simple. Use very light weight. Don't be all herky-jerky with it. Get a nice wide grip and pull to about top of the ear level. And that's one perk of wearing a backwards baseball cap. I can pull that lat pull-down bar to touch the brim of the hat, and I know that that's all I need to do. I don't need to go any lower than that. That's full ROM, baby. And guys, let me point something out for you. This bar that I'm using, 60-inch lat pull-down bar. For all you home gym buyers, go with the 60-inch lat pull-down bar. Okay, I don't stick with the standard bar. I know a lot of times you buy a lat pull-down lat pull-down machine, and they'll put like 40-inch bars, or I've seen 48-inch bars that'll be included with it. Do yourself a favor, get the 60-inch. It really teaches you how to pull and retract the shoulder blades and engage the lats, the back, while taking the arms out of the movement. Far, far too often you see people do lat pull-downs. As an arm-dominant movement, and that should not be the case. So an ultra-wide grip will solve that issue, because you'll figure it out. And if you don't figure it out, your shoulders are going to hurt like a beast. Now, let's explain why Ricky the Boogs Hagen is doing 100 reps of something that looks like fluff and pump. I'm doing it because yesterday was a push dominant day, and I did freaking chest flies, and I did and I superset it with some dips. Anterior delts are going to be tight. The pectorals are going to be tight, and if you don't address that, eventually that's what leads to that slouch posture and shoulder impingement, and that's where the issues come from. And as I explained in yesterday's video, and if you did not watch that, then shame on you. But every single day of my training, and my training is every single day, 365 days a year, minus the month that I took off. We're not going to count that. We're not going to count those 30-plus days. Yes, sir. All right, so I'm done with the behind-the-back lat pull-downs. Now, as you guys can see, I'm doing a little variation, huh? I'm on the lat pull-down machine, but I'm actually sitting on a chair. I'm not sitting on the lat pull-down bench connected to the machine. And that's so that I can change the angle up. Now, I'm sorry, guys, that you can't, the camera's not moving around. I'm not going to hire a camera guy. I don't have a tripod. I ain't got nothing fancy. All the money that I get goes towards my gym, goes towards my milk and honey, goes towards my raw garlic, goes towards my eggs. I'm going to start doing a dozen eggs a day on top of the GoMad. You want some gains? That's how you make them gains. But anyways, so this is not a lat pull down. This is more of a high row. Ultra fantastic back exercise that I encourage everyone to incorporate into their back routine. it's great, guys, because the lat pull down and then in the seated row, like those are two angles that it's very hard. I mean, that's it. Like everyone's stuck. Everyone's so one-dimensional, right? Seated row or lat pull down. Of course, pull-ups, but that's just a totally vertical pull as well. Here we have a diagonal pull. And as you can see, I'm doing 100 reps, and I'm cooked and I'm fried. And if you guys want to try the stuff that I'm doing, you want to do 100 reps, I encourage you, for your set of the 100, do a weight that you have to pause in between, a little rest, pause, set, a cluster set, essentially. And that's how you know that it's challenging. If you can bang out 100 reps, it's not freaking heavy enough. Now, granted, this is not supposed to be heavy. This is just me getting my warm-up started, getting my workout started, getting my lats cooking, my rear delts cooking, my traps trapping, before I get into some bicep work today. Because working the bicep, you will still hit your anterior deltoid to a degree. Now, if you did, like me, you did a push day yesterday with them flies and then dips, and you got some sore anterior delts, some tight delts and shoulders, and you go into the bicep dominant day where you're going to have this slouched anterior delt dominant position, eventually you're going to be hurt. You're going to be tight. You're going to have terrible posture. You're going to have impingement and rotator cuff injuries. Bench press is going to feel terrible. So that's why I'm starting with the pulls today. Now, guys, I get it. I'm looking like a cookie cutter here, but I'm starting something new. And this is not going to last forever. So embrace the journey while we begin. Here I'm doing incline, a very low incline, needless to say. So cheating is ultra minimized. And as you can see on the bottom of the rep, it is a ultra stretch on the biceps. Fantastic movement, especially when you're not training for weight. See, a couple of years ago when I was doing power curls and these cheat curls all the time, I most certainly wouldn't have been doing them on an incline bench because I wanted to move 400 plus pounds. Well, that just is not possible at an angle like so. Regardless, a little cookie cutter movement here, incline dumbbell curl. Now, I went right into it. I'm using 40s. Not the most intense weight ever, but it's not easy. And my biceps are actually cooked already from doing the behind the neck lat pull downs and then especially doing the close grip high rows. Now, I'm supersetting the incline dumbbell curls with, as you can see, another pump and fluff cookie cutter looking exercise. But this one's actually gold, guys. Just an upright row with straps. And if you guys were wondering which straps I was using in yesterday's video and today's video, the yellow ones, those are Iron Mind Eagle Loop knockoff straps. I think they're called Talon grips or something of that sort. Talon, I'm trying to look at it, but I can't see it. Anyways, it's the same thing as the Eagle Loops, but it's a heck of a lot cheaper. It's sold on Amazon. Talon something. Talon grip, I think it is. And I'm gripping it, and that works the forearms exceptionally well as well, because you're pinching the straps every time. So it's funny because my forearms have actually been sore every single day, and it's because I've been squeezing those straps in numerous different exercises. Anyways, let's explain the logic behind this superset I have going on. Incline dumbbell curl is my primary bicep movement, and then the upright row with the cable is the a compound movement that the biceps are the secondary muscle group, the synergists, the main muscle group working here. The delts and the traps, biceps are incorporated. It's the same logic as I used yesterday. Yesterday was a pec dominant day, so I did a chest fly, supersetted it with a dip. Chest fly was a pec dominant movement. The dip was the way I was doing it, tricep dominant, with the chest being the secondary muscle groups, the synergists in the dip. So I'm using the same logic every single day. We have a bicep dominant movement and then a bicep secondary movement, essentially. Let me just build on the upright rows, though, guys. Upright rows feel absolutely horrendous with barbells. They're okay with dumbbells. I prefer doing single arm upright row, though, if I'm going to use a dumbbell. But with the cable, it's the same thing. If you use a straight bar, you're going to feel terrible on your wrists or your shoulders. But if you use a strap, obviously now your hands can move freely, and it allows you to obviously move in a more ergonomic manner for your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders. Don't think that this is mainly shoulders now. Like I said, it does fry the biceps. Essentially, it's like doing a hammer curl. A hammer curl, high pull hammer curl. It's like a high pull hammer curl. That's what I'm trying to say here. Good movement. That's that. I did 4 sets of the curls, 4 sets of 10 with the incline curl, supersetted with 4 sets of 15 with the upright row. You only saw 3 videos of the upright row because my camera cut out during the 4th set. I didn't really care to record it. This video is going to be too long anyways. So same logic as yesterday's video. A set of 10 paired up with a set of 15, 25 reps total, 4 sets, 100 total reps of the more strength dominant bicep work. Finishing it up, yeah, I'm going to do a finisher every day. Yesterday I did triceps finisher. Today I'm doing a biceps finisher. Now you're going to be saying, Eric, what are you doing? You're using so many cables. I'm doing the barbells. Where are the barbells? Guys, I'll get to the barbells. We're just starting here. And since I'm doing super high rep stuff, honestly, the cables feel a lot better for the ultra high rep stuff. There's a reason that these bodybuilder fluff and pump and fluff, whatever bodybuilders use cables. It's because they do tons of high reps, and the high reps just feel better with the cables. The lower the reps get, the heavier the barbells. The barbells get incorporated, more dumbbells will be incorporated. But to start it off, I'm going with cable stuff. Now, what am I doing, you're saying? You're asking yourself, Eric, what are you doing? It doesn't look like a curl. Well, it's not necessarily a curl, guys. It's a drag curl. Essentially a mix between a high row and a curl, essentially. So it will absolutely fry the biceps. It's an easier way to incorporate a little bit of cheat when needed. Just like yesterday at the triceps push down with the cable, I could get more of the body weight involved, more momentum involved when needed, when to squeeze out a couple extra of those reps. Now it's the same thing here at the drag curl. My biceps are screaming.